I'm a 53-year-old mother of two sons, 27 and 24, a wife of 29 years, and I'm currently working as a nurse, my second career in life. From the time I was young, I always knew I wanted to work in the medical field, but I took a long roundabout route to get there. When I went away to college when I was younger, when I came home, I worked in a nursing home because my mom worked there as an aide, and I worked for the summer, and I fell in love with the residents. I knew I didn't want to do that the rest of my life, but I knew I always wanted to be in that field of some way or the other. So I finished school. I did not get my degree in the medical field at that time because, in all honesty, I don't think I would have ever made it through medical school. I'm not quite that smart. So I did some things in a nursing home. I worked in admissions, social work, administration, but always my first love was working with the patients. I was offered an opportunity to work in the hospital because I had made some good contacts through work, and that even made me know more than ever that I felt comfortable in the medical field. And ironically, the secretary in the case management department where I was working, who was a very, very spiritual lady, looked at me one day and said, "You're supposed to be a nurse. What are you doing with your life?" And I just kind of laughed her off at the time. And a few years went by, and my older son was getting ready to go to college, and I was driving him to orientation. I had a headache on my left side, and I lost my vision. So when I came back, I went to the eye doctor, who was a friend of mine, and she said to me, "I don't want to tell you this because I can't diagnose, but your symptoms are indicative of MS." So that was kind of like the start of a very long journey. I went to some specialists. I ended up at a neurologist. I had all of the fun testing, the electroconductive test, the spinal tap, and everything was confirmed. About 6 months later, it took that long to get everything done. So when I got the diagnosis, I had a big choice to make in life. I could have done one of two things. I could have said, "Oh, this is it. I'm not going to be able to do things." I knew enough about the disease process to know it's very unpredictable. Or I kind of went the other way. After I got over the initial, oh boy, I said, throughout my whole life I kept saying, someday I want to do, someday, someday. And I decided that every morning I wake up, I don't know if that next day is going to be a someday or not. So, just like the movie Bucket List, I kind of came up with a bucket list. And one of them was I went back to school. It took me about 4.5 years to finish because I took a class at a time. I was working full-time. I had to wait to get into nursing school. I did. And I finished and passed the boards, and that's where I am now. So.